Hey, just checking checking what's on the market, just checking to see what's moving. Checking what's on the market, just checking to see what's moving. All right. Market is crashing hard. Market came down again, staying down. So we're still on a major downtrend. It's crazy. All-time lows. S&P 500 it's down 18% off its highs. So it is down. We are down. 10-year note yield is at 3.3%. Uh, Market's going to open in 14 minutes. Going to start building a pre-market watch list. So far, right now, um, there's a lot of stocks under $1 that are moving that I'm not really interested in trading. But as far as penny stocks, momentum trades, there's nothing that's major. I mean, like MITO is a stock that's 30 cents that I'm not interested in trading. It's way too cheap. That's a top gainer. Ride is up $1.87. Pretty small. I'm not interested. So if you're into momentum trading, these low float stocks, there's nothing moving. Low float day trading has not been hot at all right now. And I've just been really focusing on large cap because of that. Nothing major. So I do want to trade very carefully today. Morning, Ali. Yesterday was a crazy day. If you guys traded with me yesterday was just ridiculous and really led me to make a video. I made a video. Let me go to my channel here.
Hey, this is Tom Nash, and this is going to be my deep dive, which I promise.
It's Tom Nash video he just did on Palantir. Tom Nash is my mentor. He's the man. But I did a video on revenge trading because that's exactly what I did yesterday. It's really slow. I got so much stuff going on. I got 6 screens, scanners. So stuff's acting a little bit slow here.
And just a note for Amazon here, ticker AMZN via Axios. Gunjapal says the FTC should look into the Amazon and MGM deal. Again, that is via Axios.
So this is the video here. I did some revenge trading. You could check it out. So if you were here yesterday, you know that I was up $1,000 and I was in a trade. I had some puts. And when you short a stock, if you're shorting, let's say you buy some shorts. So let me pull up a thing here, level 2. So let's say I wanted to short MITO, I would sell 500 shares. And then when I want to get out, I would buy those 500 shares that I sold. So when I bought some puts, my head was in shorting. I was thinking shorting, and it's it's not like I'm new, but I think just the trying to balance learning how to teach, going live, but also focusing. I kind of lost a little focus. So when I was in that put, I was in the green and I wanted to get out because I felt like the market was turning around a little. And I hit buy and I actually bought another put. So now I had two puts, and then the market started going against me. So I had two puts going against me, and I was up 1,000. And by the time I got out of those puts, I was -$5. So that was crazy yesterday, and that was like just really frustrating to go through that yesterday. But I just cut the live stream short. Was a little upset about it, and just shut it out. And then I was just sitting, and I was thinking in my head like, how did I make such a dumb mistake? And I fell victim to the video. I needed to do some revenge trading. I said I can't leave it like this. I can't be up 1,000 and I'll be -$5. And I went back on and I started trading and just did 100% focus. Didn't go online. So the first trade I took was I went right back to Amazon because just yesterday the whole market was crashing hard. Overall, it was just crashing market. Big downtrend, very obvious downtrend, clear for anybody to see that we are in a major downtrend. So I'm looking at Amazon, it's crashing, and I just said, you know what? The next spike, I'm going to buy some more puts and just hold it because I feel like the market is going to crash more. So let's see. Let me put up yesterday's chart. So I think this was around this time here. It was around 11 o'clock. I had already ended the stream. I was frustrated because I was -5 after being up 1,000. And I think it was around this time that I bought two puts. And my plan was, that's why I had this trend line. My plan was like, okay, it's going. I'm going to buy some puts. It shouldn't break this trend, and then as soon as it starts continuing back down, I'm going to sell my position. So I bought two puts, and it still kept climbing. It still kept going against me, and my account was actually at the high. While it was climbing up, this was -$2,000. So yesterday, when I was -5 after I hung up, after I ended the stream, I did revenge trading. And as it was climbing, I was -2,000 at one point, and I just said, you know what? I'm just holding it. I don't care. So this was just a bad mental place to be at. I mean, this was like after my trade, went bad. I hung up the live stream. I was upset that I lost 1,000. Now let's just say while I was in this trade, uh, Powell says something positive about the market and says, "Oh, we're gonna rebound. We figured it out." This thing would have skyrocketed and I would have gone from -2,000 to -20,000. So I mean, like, such a risk play. I was just in a bad mental place, but I didn't care. I just held it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to hold it. And I'm going to look at this. There's a resistance coming, and if you look here, you can see perfectly a tapped resistance. And at this point here, I was like -21, 2,200, and then it just started flushing down. And I saw the flush, climb back up, and then when it broke these two EMAs, I was a little bit more relieved. And then when it broke these, I was like -200. Then I was +400, +800. Sold that, sold the other one,
Just a vote for
and
here. Ukraine's gas transit system operator says Gazprom has increased book transit capacity from
hold on.
12 to 65, 67 MCMs from the previous 53, 19 MCM.
And ended up right here, +1755. Yo, good morning, morning. +1755. But this was like big time over trading. This was revenge trading. Look at before, the commission though. Before commission, $2,000. After commission, 1755. That's definitely some over trading. That's definitely some emotions. So yesterday was just an overall very, very bad day. Even though this is positive 1755, I was not with it yesterday. After I did that mix up that I added another put when I was trying to get out of my position, it was definitely a bad day yesterday. So today I need to just kind of be easy. I need to protect some of these gains, and we're still in a very, very shaky market. I mean, we're in a major downtrend. The S&P came down even more overnight. Uh, Everything is just down, down, down. So let's see how everything opens up. It's gonna You're gonna have to wait if you're gonna day trade and you're tempted to trade the first 10 minutes. It's just very, very unpredictable. Hey, no problem, no problem. That's what you have to do. That's how you learn, reflecting on trades. Uh, so the first 10 minutes before you're tempted to trade, just understand the markets are going to be very predictable. Either it's going to keep crashing because people are going to, get scared and offload the positions or whatever, or these big institutions are going to say, you know what, this is so cheap. I'm buying a ton of Palantir. I'm buying Tesla. It's below 700. I'm buying Amazon. It's let me see. It's below. It's 2,000. It's 2,000 right now. So everything is cheap, cheap. It's just falling. So I like to wait the first 10 minutes to 15 minutes to kind of see where the trend is going to go. You could trade. I mean, you could make money as soon as the market opens. I'm just saying it's a little difficult to kind of feel where momentum is going. But let's take a look at a few stocks that moved yesterday. Right now, just looking at penny stocks, looking at low flow stocks, nothing hot. I got my new scanner and I'm checking out the stocks, and it's just like stocks that I'm not interested in trading. The only thing that was pretty hot yesterday that looks interesting still because it hasn't given back all of its gains is BWV. So BWV, look at this. It's spiked up pre-market. So it spiked up at 650 yesterday when we were talking about it, trading it. It kept testing that 650 area, kept testing that 650 area. This day it broke 650, went as high as 676, but that 650 just kept being a strong magnet. So 650 is just a major test for this stock. This stock cannot positively break 650 and stay above 650. So right now the trend is anytime it comes near 650, it starts consolidating. It breaks 650 here. Look, it went pre-market. Even here, it went 661 and then flushed back down. So until this stock breaks 650 and is able to stay above 650, it won't kind of like just trend upwards and be a low flow play. So, but I am interested in BWV. I will look at it. I will keep this one on my watch, and it's nothing else major. I'm looking at the scanner, and I see just some stuff below a minute. I mean, below $1. But BWV is, out of all the low float stocks, are the most interesting one. It's just having such a hard time breaking that 650 area. So all time high over here. Let's see, 710. So 650 is just um, BWV has a ton of overhead resistance. So 679 is major resistance. You see here, tapped it once, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 times. Tapped it, wasn't able to break it. One, two, wasn't able to break it. Then next major resistance is this 660 area, 650. All right. So market's about to open. So let's look at BWV. It's breaking 660 right now, testing it. So let's see if it's going to break it and test it. So right now it's above 650. Oh, now it's pumping above 670, hitting some of that past resistance that we talked about. Again, tested it, came back down exactly. So exactly where we said there's resistance, look at this. Tapped it, see these wicks, big sells off. People aren't confident in this. So break with, well, look at the wick. Now it's coming down to 630. So again, this is just having so much trouble with this overhead resistance here. Let's see. SPY is on an uptrend right now, but it's hard to tell if it's going to maintain. Amazon is up bit. Tesla's up. So all these stocks are popping up, but we want to wait to see if it's just people covering their shorts or what it is. So again, here we go. BWV again testing that 650 area. So let's see if it's going to be able to break the 650. I may take a small trade, but I feel like it's just testing it and then breaking it and then flushing down, testing it, breaking it, flushing down. And then if it keeps happening, then traders are just going to get out and they're going to be tired of it. So let's say here's going to be extremely important. It needs to break. It needs to break 675 and just stay above 675 and then start to trend above 675. Right now, if it tests 670 area and it doesn't break, traders are going to get out and sell. But it's coming here again to test the 675 area. So it's testing 675, not breaking it yet. S&P is coming down. Okay, so I jumped out of BWV, didn't give it time because I don't know. I think it's not working. $12. This is a pre-market trade. I traded $99 and minus 188. Okay, so right now it's testing the 670 again. So everything's coming down again here. So, okay, that's finally breaking 675. There we go. So BWV is finally above the 675. Finally broke the 675. People are trading it now. Broke $7. So now it needs to just stay and trend above it. So that's where the volume is at on the penny stocks. BWV is what people are trading. I took a small position before, sold it because it's just didn't make this break fast enough that I was waiting for. And it needs to maintain above 675. So right now the past resistance is becoming support, so that's good. So it's probably going to start uptrending more. So it's finally some strength. There isn't no news, there isn't no catalyst. It's just this is what the traders have chosen from yesterday.
Just a newswire correction on the early headline brought you. Gazprom has increases its book transfer capacity for May 13th, not May 12th. Just making aware that newswire correction is now May 13th, not May 12th.
So S&P coming down morning. Um, I may see maybe if Amazon spikes a little bit, I may buy a put during a spike. Little risky. But Amazon is looking strong, but it's going opposite of the market. So this is a little tricky to trade now because it's not trending downwards, and QQQ and SPY are at all-time lows. So it's hard to tell what the trend is, but this is the result. Like the first 10, 15 minutes, like I said, are usually a little bit difficult. And looking for a little spike, maybe for one of my puts to get filled. It's very risky play because just the markets coming down. Okay, I'm going to cancel those two orders because it's still falling. It's kind of missing entry. I checked out Ride before. I'll look at it again real quick. Tesla all-time low 696. And there goes Amazon now with the market. So had a nice little opportunity on this uptrend where it just didn't match the market. Felt like it was going to come down, but now it's kind of missed an entry. Well, let's see Amazon if it's going to keep coming down. So I'm in a small position in Amazon. Want to see a little more flush, and my limit to get filled. So there may be opportunity here on this little spike if you want to jump in. That little spike right there was a good opportunity to jump in. If it's going to continue following the trend of the market, it may keep going down a little bit. You might buy a call because support. Well, it's dangerous. Just I mean, right now, where's support? I mean, everybody yesterday, a lot of people lost money because everybody that thought support was there. I mean, it just kept dropping, kept dropping, kept dropping. So it's hard to tell. Right now, you want to follow the trend. That's the safest thing. And the overall market, the S&P and the QQQ are on a major downtrend. So my strategy is if you want to buy a put, you know, when this like right now you see it's starting to spike, kind of set a limit to buy one of those while it spikes and um and then get filled, and then hopefully with the trend of the market it'll continue to come down. But if it does start to find a support and turn around, then you got to take your loss and jump out. So let's see, market still, the Amazon's hitting areas. Is this pullback a reversal, or is this pullback a um, kind of like just retesting, and the market's going to continue to go lower? So it's having a nice little bounce. Need to see it test this and come back down. If it doesn't come back down, so markets are turning around. So it's grinding up a lot. So obviously my put is down. Just going to hold it a little bit more and see if market reverses and starts to come back down.
Just some extra news here for Unity to you. They have been halted volatility, as have Beyond Meat, BIND. So Beyond Meat and Unity both halted for volatility. Beyond Meat down 13% and Unity up 6%.
So looks like might take a little big loss here on Amazon. I'm still holding. Got to see everything come down. Looks like it's getting bought up, so we don't know if the trend is going to be downwards yet. But this is the mistake of taking a trade too early. I did take a trade early because I thought this spike wasn't going to say sustain. So I'm still holding. Am down quite a bit.
Just a quick look at the lay of the land following the US cash open.
So
Open lower across the board, fitting throughout the
it
European
is
morning.
it is everything's starting to trend upwards. So obviously I'm really down big here.
Tech sector is weighing on the
And this is the problem of trading the first few minutes.
That is down 7/10 and at 3902 on my screen. Just worth noting at 3855, that is the level where we do enter bear market territory. Fundamental news flow that does reside around similar themes such as central bank rhetoric. There are no Fed speakers on the docket today. The China COVID situation and any Russia-Ukraine updates. Looking at sectoral breakdown, as mentioned, tech is the laggard, followed by consumer discretionary, which is being weighed on by both Ford and General Motors, who are lower by roughly 5% following downgrades of Wells Fargo. Sitting top of the pile and only sector in the green is the defensive consumer staples. Looking at individual movers, Disney are lower by roughly 4.5%, following earnings which disappointed as it missed on top and bottom line, and they expect Disney Plus growth to be impacted in the second half of the year due to the Ukrainian war. Tapestry, they're fell by 10% after beating on both the top and bottom line, and the board approved 1.5 billion share buyback program. And also Beyond Meat, they are lower by 13% and are currently halted following a deep loss per share than expected and also missing on revenue. In terms of commentary, executives said the operating environment continued to be affected by near-term uncertainty. Just looking ahead to the rest of the calendar today, we do have the US auction, and also as well as that, you get the Mexico interest rate decision at 7 o'clock London time, and which is 2 o'clock Eastern time, where they're expected to hike by 50 basis points to 7%.
All right, everything's still grinding up.
Just a note here, don't forget to do note that news support indicate problems with E-Trade.
BYND halted. So a lot of stuff recovering. So I had a big spike. Look like it's starting to come down again. Very, very unpredictable. These markets are rough, man.
Geopolitical flipping
This thing is
geopolitically
just
says North Korean ballistic missile launch does not pose an immediate threat
very,
to
very
US sovereign
unpredictable.
territory or to US
But
allies. That is according
this
to
is the problem with
sources.
the first 10, 15 minutes. I usually try not to trade the first 10, 15 minutes. I did trade the first 10, 15 minutes, and I am down quite a bit, but just still holding and waiting to see. Good, good. I hope you're making money. It's finding support here. VWAP is 2075. This is the 200, needs to break below the 200 to continue the downtrend. So it needs to stay below 293. If you're in a put, but it's finding support off of these EMAs, so it's hard to tell which the trend's going. So BYND, there's a lot of hype out there. People are trading BYND. It had some bad earnings, and it's, it's recovering some of its earning as the market trends upwards. So market's still deciding if it's going to be bullish or bearish. No clear trend yet. And again, it's the first 10, 15 minutes of the market. You shouldn't really trade until you know where the clear trend is. I unfortunately did jump in early. I thought just like it was going to continue down because it's just crashing. So I am down pretty big, still holding. So I'm in pretty bad shape right now. Need to see the overall market come down for me to recover some of my losses. So I'm just still holding, watching. I mean, it's flushing down, then it gets bought up pretty quickly. So a lot of people are buying it. 1 second. All right. All right. So let's see. It keeps bouncing off the 2093 area. So that's been big support. And if that keeps holding, then it's may keep up trending up, but it needs to break below 2093, which is not doing right now. It's holding it as support. And if it breaks below 2093 and 293 becomes resistance, then hopefully that'll signal possible downtrend. So it's looking pretty strong, and that's a problem if you're in a put, because it bounces off that 2093, then it holds it as support quite a bit. So I'm just watching. If you do have a put position in Amazon, it's not clear where the trend is. I mean, it's finding support at 2093, which is 200 EMA, and anytime it breaks below it, it quickly gets bought back up. So there's a lot of buyers. Just like right now, it broke below 2093, then got brought right back up. Needs to break below 2090 now, get a little flush, keep going down. But it 2093 is such strong support. That 200, it's using this a 200 moving average as support. I may it may be possible today that this is just a bad trade and it reached my max loss. So it's hard to tell which way the market's trending right now. Jumped in a little too early. I usually make it a rule that I don't trade the first 10, 15 minutes until I fully clear trend, but kind of waiting still. What's going on, Investori? So let's see. Overall market starting to come down again.
worth bearing in mind here, the US mortgage rate has risen to 5.3%, which is the highest level since July 2009. The US mortgage rate rose to 5.3%, it's the highest level since July 2009.
So we need to see it's if 2093 becomes resistance now, that'll be a good sign. But it's let's see, the market's starting to come down a little bit. So this was the opportunity to make money. I jumped in way too early, so I put myself in bad position. But on this nice little pullback was a good area to like start getting some puts if you believe that the overall market was going to keep going down. But like I said, like the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of the market, it's just so hard to know what the trend is. So you usually just stay away from doing it. But I did try to I wanted to get in early and start get into an early position. So it is definitely going against me big time. But we'll see. Starting to trend back upwards, breaking above the 200. So it was trending downwards, then reversed, broke this kind of resistance line. So this definitely definitely gonna be a red day for me. Um, After having a nice streak, it's gonna be a big red day. I did jump in early, did try to anticipate and guess the momentum. So it is going against me. I will have to cut my losses soon and just call it a day because of the losses. But still holding, still waiting, but it's not looking good for me. So it's going to be a big red day for me. The lesson was don't trade the first 10, 15 minutes. Try to guess the momentum. I try to guess the momentum, but still holding, still down. I do have my exit point. It's going to be a big loss, but still waiting here. It's been bouncing off the 200 moving average. Um, Markets are recovering. Yeah, today's a brutal day for me. Well, I might be calling it a day. I hit my max loss over 2000. So that's my max loss. So I am red. Big loss over 2000. Lesson for me this time is I mentioned I usually make it a rule not to trade the first 15, 20 minutes till I know for sure what the trend is. And after that, that's kind of like when I decide if I'm going to be more bullish, bearish. If I would have waited, I would have seen that the overall market is bullish. It did bounce off some support. So I didn't wait for that. And I got caught up on the wrong side of the market. And I'm down for the day big. Hopefully, I don't overtrade more. And I'm going to cut the live stream. Big red day. Try to anticipate the market. And I'll see you guys on the next live stream.